It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. Should not have left y'all. What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by. It's been a while since I put out some content, and just wanted to get back so I could help out and give what I've learned and experienced with the phone forming thus far. This is month 2. I took a little bit of hiatus on posting, you know, working and just trying to still get a feel for phone forming in general. Don't want to put out content that's not relevant and that's not taking up you people's time without any type of results or lesson or learning behind it. So, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate everyone that's been in the comments and that's giving me the support. I really wasn't sure if this was the route for me, but I do like helping and giving out information. I do want to shout out some of the sources that helped me get to the level where I'm at right now. There's eCash Society, there's Tech Hustler, there's Free Online Money Maker, there's Consumer Tech, there is a gang of these Soda Free. There's a gang of these groups and people out here that give out content that they don't have to do, and I'm able to sit up here and keep these things on play, and that's how I'm able to continue to keep this phone forming thing going. So basically, if you haven't checked it out, I do recommend that you subscribe and hit the like button if that's your thing. If not, go ahead and feel free to do the opposite. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm not here for all of that. Just came here to show people what I'm doing to help generate a little bit extra dollars in the house, and also just try to grow in general. Last month, that was my first month of phone forming. I had a lot of peaks and valleys and a lot of learnings, and in month 2 I realized it's pretty much the same thing, man. Like, this thing isn't something that's just gonna blow up overnight. You have to kind of, take your time with it, learn it, and just practice it, and then you get the hang of things. You'll start to pick up how the process works, and that's what this video is about. I really don't have too much to talk about. It's been a month, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to my topics. First, I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick update on my device count. Currently, my device count has seen growth since the last video. Right now I have 13 tablets, 3 Droid phones. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That is incorrect. False information. 13 tablets, 9 Droid phones, 2 iOS phones. One's my personal, and the other one I'm still trying to get it to work properly, so I wouldn't even count those iOSs. So I say 13 tablets, 9 Droid, and I have 2 laptops. So a month ago, I think I had like 1 or 2 Droids, 3 Macs, 2 iOS, and 2 laptops. So I was able to get this device count up, which I wanted to really focus on in the past month. So I gotta continue to do that also. So I'm not done yet, but I wanted to give you guys an update on where the device count is. That way, you know where I'm sitting at. And then also, you gotta break down what the earnings were. Now, at the beginning of this video, I've already stated that, I think I did state that the earnings have been a little bit down from last month. If I didn't, this is my segue into that. Earnings were a little bit down this month, and that's primarily because, one, I'm still new to this, still figuring out what works, what doesn't work, still trying to experiment with different applications, and still trying to figure out, a daily rhythm and how the process goes. So this thing isn't set in stone for those who are out there watching this for the first time, and you click and think, hey, you just set it up and it goes. That's the idea, but in reality, anytime you want results, you kind of do have to put a little bit of effort and work into it, and this is not different at all. So, and by working effort, I'm not talking about hours of work. It's just in paying attention and maybe recording and paying special attention, maybe recording stats and paying special attention to these things rather than just simply relying on them to just completely passively produce for you. So that's what I've noticed in the first month is that this thing changes. So I don't want to use the word routine anymore. I wanted to say, hey, I wanted to show you guys my routine, but if you continue with a routine, I found this out in the first month. If you continue with the same routine, it could be good. However, you could be missing on opportunities and also changes that were made that will prevent you from earnings or from opportunities for more earnings. So you want to stay informed. You want to stay, I'd say, diverse, and you want to make sure that you are paying attention to daily earnings or weekly earnings. And I'd have to admit, since my first month, I told myself I wouldn't pay attention to earnings, that I just start the routine. And looking back at my earnings and looking at my device count and looking at what's been happening in the phone world, I do understand that the ads were kind of going down, and everyone's been kind of having testimonies on how some of the apps have been earning a lot less than normal. But however, at the same time, had I been monitoring and doing a little bit more thorough keep up of what each device is actually doing, instead of just trusting in the straight passive side of things, I kind of lost track of what's going on here. I've learned after my reviewings and making this video that what I'm doing is just putting passive apps on and just letting them run without really monitoring the conclusion, because hey, these apps and websites, they make changes. So you could be earning great one day or 3 days in a row, and then they could go through a process in which they don't have that many ads, or the app isn't really working as well as it was when it first dropped, or you haven't restarted your phone, or you haven't cleared your cache. So one out of those 6-7 things might prevent you from earning the max or your previous earnings. So that's the type of things you got to pay attention to when you're doing, I'd say, over 7 devices, 8 devices. Once you get to that count, it's truly important that you are organized and that you keep a log of some sort, or a stat line, to make sure that this machine is not just on a charger running a program, but you want to make sure it's running a program, its ads, and that it doesn't include any type of maintenance. In other words, you want it to be passive as possible, and that it's earning. So I do have sites that are completely passive. I've been taking advantage of them. The earnings are, like I said, up and down, and I want to get into that right now, basically. I feel like forum farming as of now is like a stock market. Each application / account / website, whatever you want to look at it as, to me it's like a stock, man, because I just came off the topic of how each day or each couple of days you might want to take a peek at what applications is earning, and maybe day 1 perk has earned you $3, and the next day it's earned you $3, but day 3 it only earns you $1. Day 4 it only earns you like $1. You start to see that, and hey, you got a lot of devices on perk. You could probably switch some of those over to a different application, because it's not producing you the best yield that you're accustomed to, or that it's capable of. So once you get to that 7-8 device count, you really have to start to pay attention to what is generating the most for you, and some phones will have favorite apps. I feel like, I'm going through a process where I just upped a lot of devices and I just put them on. And right now, I'm kind of got them. I have them running randomly. I got a couple on. I got a lot of these tablets on perk. They run well. Tablets run well on perk and affordable. And then I got a lot of the phones. I got them running on U perk, super pop quiz. So, and the thing is, some of them crash every once in a while. Others run smoothly. So. As you add these devices and you slap them on, take your time, identify what app runs good with the phone, and then get one of those small sticky notes. I don't have any now, otherwise I switch my camera to it and show you. But I'm gonna get some. But get a little sticky note or some type of marker, and on the back of the phone or on the front face of the phone, if you have the space, go ahead and write the app, account, or website that phone makes the most profitable earnings off of. That's what I plan on doing. I want to get to know my phones a little bit more. That way I could push them to their limit. Just how is if you're a business owner, I feel like when you get to know your employers better, the more you could allocate more responsibility on them. You could figure out what makes them tick, what makes them work harder, what makes them slow up, and you can maintenance the worker. You can maintenance these apps the same way you do your employees. So I look at these devices as my employees, and I want to make sure my employees are producing. As a boss, my first month, I put some employees to work. I saw that they did a good job, and I left them unsupervised. And I just did a lot of hiring, and I didn't supervise. I continued to hire. Put them on a job, but I didn't really supervise. Training, I didn't have to train them, because once you get these workers, they're already trained. You put the apps in them, they generate. So training, I don't have to spend time on. It's more so just attention to detail and making sure that once I put it on, that it is earning and generating, and that too, I make sure that whatever device / employee I'm working with, I have it on the best job or the best account. So those are the things I want to hit on with this video. Hopefully you guys are catching my drift on this. You want to make sure that you are maximizing your device. I've upped my devices thanks to the people I mentioned earlier. I was able to go to these sites and pick up on some phones, $10 phones, and up my Android phone count and my tablet count as well. So right now my earnings aren't what I think they should be, and that's because I have maintenance issues. I'm not paying any attention to what's going on. I feel like there are times where I'm not restarting some of these tablets and giving them a fresh start. I'll come back in from a work day, and out of the 13 tablets, maybe 6 are still running. And they should be running passively. Perk runs pretty good on the tablets. Rewardables running pretty smooth in the tablets. The earnings are just down, so that might require me to maybe switch some of these tablets screens over to rewardable. You just gotta look at those type of things here. Again, I want to stress the fact that you don't want to get caught up on just having one site. As you look at this screen I've been on for the last 12 minutes, you see I have 29,000 perk points. If I was to sit up here and run perk on every device, I'd probably have double that amount or triple that amount. But once I cash out, I have to work it back up. So, and then not only do I have to work it back up, but the ads change sometimes. Sometimes perk runs smooth, sometimes perk doesn't run smooth. So it's important to have another option to sit up here and run. You guys are familiar with the websites here. You can run Engage Me, you can run S'mores across the platform of most of these applications, but they're capped. I recently added a couple more accounts that I tend to notice that allow me to run S'mores and Engage Me longer. some apps you get capped out early on some more to engage me, and then you can't really run it for the rest of the day on another platform, which kind of, slows your earnings down. I feel like because those are some good earners, passively wise. I don't get into surveys, so um, there are other ways you could even up your income. You can do surveys, you can print coupons, uh, you could do click. You can go to websites and click links, get paid. Like there's easy ways to get paid, but again, I'm just here to focus on completely passive, the most passive ways possible. I'm not here to click or do surveys. I'm not saying I'm not knocking it. I've done it with Offer Nation in the beginning when I had time, but as my schedule has changed and things are fluctuating, I've noticed that right now I need to just focus on working these passively, and when you're working passively, you just want to make sure that you do concentrate and make sure you have each player on in the right position, meaning each device needs to be on the right app, meaning you have to make sure whatever app isn't buffering up when you come back in, or whatever app, you don't have whatever phone, you don't have to really restart like that, or app you don't have to keep changing. You want to pay attention to that, and you want to mark it. That way there's an indicator on that device to let you know what this device runs smoothly. And then you could have a backup app. Hey, if you want to pull off of that app for a second and run another app, this app runs good as well. Not only does Rotable run good on this this phone, but also, TV Gleam runs well on this device. So you want to make sure that's marked somewhere on that device, because as you pull these phones and you click ads, or you may tamper with cache, or reset your phone, you might forget what application you had running on that phone, or it'll take you out of your flow. So it's important that you identify that way when you're doing your cleanups and your beginning, start of the day and end of the day. You're able to have those, it's like a cheat sheet, a side note that lets you know where you're at. Hey, this phone does good on U rewards. I'll go ahead and put it on U rewards instead of trying to just randomly choose. That takes time. So that's what I basically learned earning wise this month. Let me see. I'm going through my chart. Bear with me. I think I earned about $100 this month. Mind you, I just added all those devices I just added. Been about 2.5 weeks, so I just got these devices about 2.5 weeks ago. I just got them fully running maybe a week and a half ago. So I went from having about 5 to 6 devices to now I'm at right around 20 devices, and I've been running 20 devices for a week now, which it's gonna take me some time because this is completely different from what I was doing. So I have to pay a special attention to detail with each device and see what works best with it. Get these rewards, apps going, all these passive apps going, and then I should see some increase. I feel like I'm going to continue to grow the forum as well. You can never be satisfied with what you have. You got to continue to up the device count. There's opportunities and vacancies for other ads to be running, I feel like, and I'm going to continue to up my device count. So I'm going to up my device count. My goal is to, for this upcoming next 30 days, I want to specialize in finding 4 to 5 applications in which I am guaranteed to at least make $1 a day with the current device count that I have. So right now I have about 20 devices. My goal basically is to sit up here and to grind or routine it out to where each day I at least got $5 or $4 coming in. People are reporting that they're making $5 on perk each day. I'm not doing that. You see, my perk account is 29,000. I got perk points, but $5 a day is basically 5,000 perk points. I'm not pulling 5,000 perk points, and I have a lot of devices on perk points. So I'm based out of Los Angeles, California. So each device, each state is gonna yield you different results. So that's just where I'm at, people. That's my goal, is to sit up here and figure out, hey, if I can figure out, a way, if I can get you rewards to make me $1 a day, or if I add up all the apps and that makes me $1 a day, if I can get perk to give me $1 a day, rewardable $1 a day, tech slugs, which is a new website I added into my routine or grind, whatever you want to call it. If I can get that to make me $1 a day, then there's pretty much 30 days in each month, and then with those 5 programs, that's just extra income. You do $1 a day, $30 a day. You do it with 5 applications. That's good money, man. So that's not on top of the windows, the other windows you have open, and the other apps you have going on your other devices. So I'm just trying to continue to keep this going. My earnings again was about 100 this month with those devices and what I was doing earlier. I'm still learning, and I'm not discouraged. I want to work on improving for the next month, whether it's possibly getting a better router, or finding the IP or a different IP address. I haven't made additional accounts. If anyone has knowledge or want to shed light on the benefits of making multiple or an additional account, as long as there's no ban and it's complete legit, please feel free to comment or put a video out on making another email or account for perk. Because right now I have 29,000 on my perk, as you're looking at. That's only on one account. Some people have multiple perk accounts. They say, hey, I got 5 devices on my one perk account, and I have another 5 devices on another perk account. If that works better and I'm sleeping on it, let me know. I'm still learning, people. My device count is large, but I'm still learning, and I still have to pay attention to detail. And it's still important for us to communicate our success and our woes and our struggles and our hang-ups. So that's what this video is about. I'm not here to sit up here and rave about everything right now. I'm just giving you what it is. It's still money that I don't have to do anything for, so I'm going to continue to do it. I'm still going to build my device count up, because I do see there's room for improvement, and there are a couple of apps I have not listed on here or talked about that I'm using. I used a receipt app called Fetch Rewards. I yielded $4 in about a little less than a month, maybe 22 days, something like that. Basically just taking pictures of receipts that when I go to the grocery store. I added Tech Slugs, which is a website that allows you to run s'mores and engagement. It pays out well, and it does not shut off s'mores or engage me fast. I see like a lot of these websites will cap you off with s'mores and engage me after like 5 or 6 hours, but the Tech Slugs, it allows me to run it for about 8, 9, 11 hours. Sometimes I haven't even got capped off. So I was able to generate $9.40 with Tech Slugs, and I just added it to my routine about a little less than a month ago. Cash Magnet, I'm able to run now. I talked about that last video. I wasn't able to run it because my device count wasn't up there, but with my device count, with all these Droid phones, I have 9. I probably need another like 10, and I can really run Cash Magnet on 4 devices, and then diversify with the other devices. So my goal is to diversify apps and build my device count up. And I told you the $1 a day plan I have in effect, where I want to find 4 to 5 application websites or accounts in which I can make $1 a day on. So those are my goals as of now. I want to go ahead and close this video out. I feel like I've held you guys long again. Don't want to show any video footage of my device count yet, or my videos playing. Just want to give you a brief update. Thanks for all your support. Please subscribe and like if you haven't done so already. And feel free to make any type of comment in that comment section. This is BP, Better Progressions. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.